Welcome to the Whole My Cape podcast, the movie news and reviews show. Hi guys, welcome to the Whole My Cape podcast, the movie news and review show. My name is Fish with Moot, Simon and Tom.
Hello.
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 Got many things to go through today. We've got some Justice League news, some The Boys news. We're going to do some Wandavison hype up, and we're going to review Avengers: Age of Ultron. And Simon tells us that he's bought a lot of beers again. Don't worry, it's fine. No one will know what I'm saying, but it goes. Anyway, Mook, you been up to much this week?
No.
You-
No, I haven't. You put me on the spot there, and I wasn't prepared for that. So, no.
Counting the stripes on those zebras.
Well, yeah, I might do now.
Oh, people on
Yeah.
Spotify and such and such. He's got a zebra background to his Zoom call, so he's playing with the PlayStation logo. Tom,
I know somebody will have been up to something.
go on. Oh, Simon, go on, Si. What have you been up to this week? You've had lots of snow. Any snowmen? Any snow angels?
Far too cold. Mind you, me and the missus were out scraping her car because it had like iced over. And my scraper, I'll tell you something, it fucking broke, didn't it?
Oh wow! Got drama at the Simon house.
I was scraping the front window and it fucking snapped on me.
Oh no!
So that's fucked.
That's why you don't buy from Spa.
Wasn't from Spa, actually, it was from
Poundland.
I don't know why that makes a difference, but
Tom, you been up to much this week?
I feel like I'm dying, lads. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not very well.
It's when the podcast took a really dark turn.
Nah, I'm all right. To be fair, I just don't feel 100%. I feel a bit weird.
Oh.
I ain't got corona. Don't worry.
Has anyone watched any films other than Ultron? I hope.
I watched the History of Swear Words with Nicolas Cage on Netflix.
I've just been.
I do want to watch that.
Which was hilarious.
Tell us more about it, Tom.
Yeah,
But
well, what's that?
It's basically
about?
what it says on the tin, really. Well, not the tin, but on the show. It's the history of swear words. So they go through like such words as fuck, dick, shit, and other things.
What's
Give
your
you
language?
a brief history of where the word came from in like old language use. And I didn't realize it was hosted by Nicolas Cage, but that guy swearing
is he
very,
the
very
host?
funny. Yeah, he's the
I
host.
thought he was a guest.
No, he's the host. And there's like other comedians on it, like Jim Jeffries and stuff like that. It's really good. You should watch it.
I might do actually. It
So
does
there's
look.
like
It's one of them.
5 episodes or something. They're quite short episodes, but
Yeah.
it's worth a watch.
It's one of them I kind of see in passing and go, one day, one day.
Then never ever.
We'll never ever watch it.
Yeah.
It'll be on the list in your head, but then like you go, I'm supposed to watch that. Nah.
It's like when Sheldon gets that girlfriend who's really controlling. And he's like, I'll just get it on DVD and never ever watch it. I've been watching Star Wars Clone Wars
Oh yeah.
series. I just did what you did, Fish. I've skipped to, I think, I haven't skipped to the last season. I've skipped to like season 5. I was on season 3. I think I skipped to like season 5.
Why have you skipped seasons?
Because it was just like so long. I just wanted to get up to the bit where they meet Darth Maul, and then fight Maul and stuff. But I'm up to the bit where Ahsoka was trapped on. Well, not trapped, but she got kidnapped by the lizard people, and she finds like a few more Jedi Padawans, and they somehow manage to get off, but one dies.
What?
Yeah,
The kids' film.
they get off the planet. They get rescued
Ahsoka.
by Chewbacca himself. Chewbacca makes appearance. So yeah, it was nice to see
Ahsoka.
Chewie.
That's what tentacles are for back of red.
I've just had a pop-up come up on my screen saying, telling me to upgrade to Pro. Oh, I've got 9 minutes left. We have to wrap this.
No, we said last time and it changes
No, it
because
didn't say it last time.
Yeah,
It didn't do
we
anything
never
last
said
time.
it last time, Tom.
Yeah, but use all.
Let's get
but use
everything
all-
in right now, eh?
this
Yeah,
could
what-
be a 9-minute podcast.
I'll do it in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast to
There we go. Finished.
5 speed and it's.
So we'll run it down to 9 minutes, and then to the end of this, should I say, and then we'll do like a jump cut.
And then we'll see what happens.
Rebooted.
Basically, it might upgrade. You never know.
I've watched quite a few films this week.
What have you watched, Fish?
I watched A Knight's Tale,
Good film.
Fast Five, half
Good
of.
film.
What else?
Shocking film.
Hey.
Fuck you, Tom.
Yeah. Little bastard.
Knight's Tale. That's a good film.
Knight's Tale is a good film. I thought it was
like-
more of a comedy than it actually is.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
quite
for
funny. There's a lot of puns
ages.
and stuff.
It's
in it.
funny, but it's not as comedic as I thought it was. Like
Yeah.
from memory.
Hey, funny you mention that because the guy who's in that, who plays the announced guy for the Night's guy, plays.
He plays Vision, doesn't he? Yeah. I didn't know that when I put it on.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Aye.
I feel like I watched something else as well. King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong. I watched
Good
that this
film.
week. I'm not
Is that
seen
the
that
latest
in
one?
ages.
The new
Yeah.
one?
I got.
No, not the latest one. The latest one's called Kong Skull Island. This one's
Yeah.
2005.
Oh, the original.
I've got a bit
the
of,
original came out in 18 summit.
I've got a bit of info on that Peter Jackson's film, though, the King Kong one. My brother, he actually went to school with the actor Jamie Bell.
Which one was Jamie Bell?
The
Jimmy.
one,
Jimmy.
Yeah, I think he was.
No,
called
Jimmy. No.
Did his
Well-
character survive, or
I can't remember. I didn't get to the end because
I think he does.
we had to go get the son from school, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep just after the bit where she like makes King Kong laugh, and it kills the what's he called? The second man on whatever that guy's called. The captain's right hand man. Can't remember the character's name, but it reminded me, and I'm going to buy the PlayStation 2 King Kong game for 50p.
I did have that for PlayStation 2. It was such a good
That's a
one.
bargain.
Yeah, it's a mint game. But yeah, I fell asleep. It's 3 hours long, isn't it? But the other half I haven't seen. Yeah, what? It's actually 2 hours and 59 minutes. I checked,
Wow.
but the other half hasn't seen it. I was like, well, you have to watch King Kong. You can't not watch King Kong in your life. So yeah.
Especially with Kong Godzilla coming soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kong vs Godzilla.
I
It's
know.
supposed to be coming out this year.
That was a good film, that that Godzilla movie with Shidori in it. I watched that at cinema. Me and Pel were like reclining cheap. Like
I imagine it's
chairs,
mint
like-
in cinema, that film. Though.
It was fucking mint. It was like one of
King
the
of the
best
Monsters.
cinema experience. Yeah, well, very good.
You watched any films, Mook, other than Ultron?
I don't think I have this week, to be fair. I can't think of anything that I've watched.
Oh.
Even TV show wise, actually.
Watched a lot of Paw Patrol.
Might have done. I'm trying to think of something I watched.
I despise watching Paw Patrol.
Peppa Pig.
My nephew used to be obsessed with it.
Peppa Pig.
The only thing I like about Peppa Pig is cooking her in the morning.
There's
Tell you
one.
what, right? Peppa Pig's dad is apparently like 16 feet tall. Is he a kaiju? That's what I want to know.
It could be.
Is Peppa Pig? Because Clifford the big red dog. The big red.
The big red god.
Clifford the big red.
I've never
dog.
seen that. I've seen Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Big Red Dog.
I can't fucking speak.
Pardon me.
That's definitely a kaiju.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Peppa
Fish, your
Pig's
head
dad-
looks like it's got a cape on it.
I can't speak. I'm going to have to mute myself. I can't speak. Words aren't coming out.
Yeah.
I came to this episode wondering, like, I'm not going to say like anymore. I'm not going to spam the word like. I'm going to,
Just not be able to
focus on-
speak.
Yeah, and now I can't fucking speak.
I have a question, something I heard
Hey, well, that's big enough.
the other day. So apparently, because obviously Cobra Kai Series 3 is out. Now, I've not seen Cobra Kai at all. And it's been ages, like too long for me to be able to remember Karate Kid very well. But I was told that if you're someone
you.
who you're someone-
Chocolate.
if you're someone who hasn't seen Cobra Kai, the best way to watch it, I was told, is to watch the first 4 episodes and then stop, watch Karate Kid, and then watch the rest. Is that correct, or is that like?
I don't know. I just kind of smashed out all 3 seasons. I've only seen the first Karate Kid. I've not
I
seen the
haven't
second
seen
one.
season 3 yet.
Did you know? Will
No, that's
Smith.
what I mean. Though they say the best way of watching, if you want to watch them all, because my plan was if I was going to watch it, I was going to watch Karate Kid first and then the show. But someone told me watch the first 4 episodes of Cobra Kai and then watch Karate Kid.
No, I'd say watch Karate Kid first and then watch Cobra Kai.
You have a point though, because then Karate Kid acts as a big flashback, doesn't it? Like to
Yeah, like I'm guessing
Johnny
it's like
Lawrence.
the Star Wars, how to watch Star Wars, and you can watch it with the flashback way.
Fun fact about Karate Kid, I didn't know this, but Will Smith is an executive producer in Cobra Kai, because his company owns the rights to the film. Not Sony distributes it on Netflix. I don't know where it shows in the rest of the world, but Will Smith owns the franchise essentially, and that's why Jaden Smith was whoever Jaden Smith played in the remake. I don't know if he played LaRusso. I don't know if that was his character name or what. But,
No, he played it. It was.
Was it a different character, just the same story?
It was like pretty much same story, but different character. I mean, when it first came out, I watched it about. I've got it on Blu-ray. I watched it about 14 times.
I've seen it once.
Like,
What
it
the
was such a
Jaden
good
Smith
film.
Karate Kid?
Jackie Chan one, yeah.
Jackie Chan's good
was
in that.
fucking-
'cause he's good at
Jackie Chan
everything.
was good. Jaden Smith.
No, Jaden Smith was like really good in that.
Justin
Like-
Bieber soundtrack in it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's still like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Like that. So
It's not a good movie though.
but it's not like I don't know what.
I
it's
watched
called.
Rampage as well this week. I watched Rampage.
I watched that as
Isn't it?
well.
It's
Okay.
actually it's not
Oh
bad
yeah,
to be fair.
these coming from the people that said, "Oh, it's shit."
I didn't say it was shit. I
was
just said
gonna
it's
say,
not.
Wait, let us
That's
finish.
why-
We just always said was we watched it. We didn't say it was good or bad.
You criticised
I'm
me
gonna
for
Where's
say-
watching it.
Rampage?
It was average.
We criticised you for saying it was excellent.
I swear it's the weirdest
It's
movie that keeps getting brought up week after week on this podcast.
because it's got
Rampage.
the rock in it. I need to put that button on me thing.
no, not a bloody button. Not that
So
bloody
how
button.
was Rampage? Good? As good as Sam makes it out to be? Or?
It's not as good as Simon makes out to be, is it? But nothing is. But it's okay. Like it's decent. You can watch it in the background, and it's got blood squibs in it as well. It's only a 12. It's got quite a bit of blood in it. Right, there's 1 minute and 45 seconds left of our 40-minute free Zoom call because cheap as fuck can't.
Can we
not pay
talk
for
about
it.
just random shit?
I'm just
like,
gonna-
till that time goes down, and then
Yeah.
if it
So
cuts us off.
it's gonna cut now. We're back. Zoom's free thing ran out of time. We're poor. We're gonna head straight back on. We're gonna go straight into the news now. I'm gonna kick it off with Zack Snyder confirms Snyderverse trilogy no longer part of DCEU.
Trilogy as well.
Yeah, which means basically, and we found the quote. He said, "It's kind of separate now from what I would say the DC cinematic universe is wait, what? It's kind of separate now from what I would say the DC cinematic universe is in continuity. I think it's divergent in that way, and I think that's a good thing." Fair enough. So I think that means his 3 films. Well, no. Well, he says trilogy, but
series.
there's his 3 films, isn't there? And there's the Wonder Woman movie, Shazam, technically, I think, and
I enjoyed that.
Aquaman. So apparently they're all just, I don't know if it just means his films or what. The battle was hard. The struggle was real. For many, Zack Snyder's vision, the DC Extended Universe was an abomination. For many more, it was what made the DCEU special. I haven't even read this, I just remembered it just before we started. In a recent interview, Zack Snyder was asked a couple of questions regarding the Snyder Cut and what is the future of the DCEU, since he will no longer be going to lead the charge. One question hovered above the Snyder. PT made a noise. Hovered over the Snyderverse. Snyder was quick to address that specific question, claiming that the trilogy was no longer part of the DCEU continuity. It now exists as a separate trilogy outside of the shared universe. Yeah. Does that bother any of you?
No.
No, same.
I don't know what bits Schneider
He did Man of
How's-
Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut of the Justice League. That's coming spring this year ish.
I'm going to say that's a good thing because they were good films.
Man of Steel was all right. I really like Man.
Justice League was dreadful.
Yeah, it was.
Because wasn't the Man of Steel the introduction of Batfleck as well?
Oh, Batman. No, that was Batman v Superman.
No, if you look carefully, it actually does introduce Batfleck,
No,
aka Bruce Wayne.
Ben Affleck appears nowhere in the Man of Steel.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Where?
I'm
It's-
sure.
I'm pretty sure you might see a Wayne Enterprises
Tower. You actually
but you don't see
Ben Affleck.
Wait, hang on. Let Simon say where then.
aka Bruce Wayne. Hang on.
Don't share your screen. Just put it as your background and go.
Just goes Google. Oh,
Should be interesting if this is true. Sorry, Tom, you said Justice League was bad, but that was only like half directed by Zack Snyder, the original, like coming to cinema. And Josh Whedon took it over, didn't he? When it all went.
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with DC and people behind it. I know I should be, but I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't
but
really.
Fish, I think that's a bit unfair because
There's only certain
from what I
DC
gather,
films I
Zack Snyder
watch.
did most of Justice League. Josh Whedon just came in to top it up, and because you can tell because some of the trailers were released before Josh Whedon came on
Oh
board.
yeah. But
So it was nearly done. Josh Whedon just came in and did some.
he did a lot of
reshots.
reshoots.
And apparently, when he came in, it was a disaster anyway. Like I think Zack Snyder's got to take most of the blame for Justice League.
Nah, I don't think you can take most of the blame. You can take a bit of the blame, obviously, because he did shoot a lot of stuff.
He
But
takes
then-
more blame than Josh Whedon in my head.
Nah, not in mine,
Why did Josh Whedon take less?
because he fucked the rest of it up, didn't he?
But what can you do? He was running behind the clock then.
He give him.
DC do not
thing.
extend the deadlines.
I don't know. It just felt shit.
Yeah, but I think it would have
There's
been
a lot
anyway.
of-
I mean,
yeah, but
Batman
there's
Superman, you can't excuse that one.
No, that's different though. Like, apparently, this was supposed to explain a lot of stuff that happened in Batman v Superman, and obviously it never did. But we'll see what the Snyder Cut has.
I honestly think the Snyder Cut is
offer.
not gonna be that good because
We'll see.
the
Won't
only
we?
way it's
4
not
hours.
extended. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but that's the other thing. It's completely different to what he would have produced because he didn't have 4 hours for the actual Justice League film, did he?
No. But I think because it's going to streaming as well, that's why it's allowed to be 4 hours. If it was going to be in theaters, I don't think it'd be 4 hours. But
No,
have you found this
exactly, but
picture yet, Simon, or what?
What he's done in it.
yeah. I'm just right. This is when it's getting.
Yeah, you don't see him though.
Yeah, you do.
You don't.
That's him in Man of Steel.
Yeah, that's at the beginning. That bottom half of that picture is at the beginning of Batman v Superman. The top half is Man of Steel. You tit.
In Batman v Superman, Simon, the film starts from Bruce Wayne's perspective of what happened in
Well,
Man of
that's
Steel.
on Google. It says it's Man of Steel.
Yeah, but have you not seen the
'cause-
film?
Have you not seen Batman v Superman? The
Yeah,
first,
but it's been a
10
while.
minutes- the first 10 minutes is in the beginning, at the end of Man of Steel, isn't it? When he's seeing Metropolis get destroyed, and he's trying to save Jeff, or whatever the guy's called, from the tower.
It's how to tie the films together, isn't it? Man of
Best
Steel
part of
happens,
Probably the best part of that film.
This is what it's good for tying them together.
So yeah, as I say, don't bother me. I enjoyed Man of Steel. Didn't like Justice League. Batman v Superman, I thought it was alright. The extended version was better, but not by loads.
We're doing Man of Steel 2, weren't they?
Yeah, but Henry Cavill, great Superman. But
Great Witcher.
yeah. Anyone else got news? I've got more.
Yep. I mean, if you want to do your news first, Fish.
Oh, you go
get
on
all
then. Star Wars voice actor Tom Kane unable to speak after suffering from a stroke. Who did he? He voiced Admiral Akbar in The Last Jedi, and yeah, it was Yoda in the Clone Wars.
Oh.
But apparently he had this is a quote on the Star. It was on other sites, just the one at the top of Google when I picked it up to find a quote for this. He had a left side stroke that gave him right side weakness and damage to the speech center of his brain. This means right now he cannot efficiently communicate verbally, nor read or spell. He is still competent and very much himself, but can only get out a few words right now. I hope he recovers. It says here, but Kane has made progress in bringing back his speech thanks to therapy and extreme stubbornness. So that's good. So hopefully he gets better. You're watching Clone Wars. He's Yoda.
Oh, all right.
So the same you all are. Same you all are, but different in your souls. Or something he says to close in the first episode. Yeah. So sad news.
Dark side, I fear.
But in good news, what was that woman called? Who we discussed in the last episode, who died?
I thought she didn't die.
That's the thing. I was going to say she didn't die, but I have seen that she has died again shortly after her agent.
Is that the new Bond film?
Apparently, she's not. I don't know whether she's dead or alive at the moment. That's a Bond film, isn't it? Dead or Alive? Oh, it's a Bon Jovi song. I don't know if she's dead or alive, but shortly after her agent said that she isn't dead, someone reported that she is. And I've lost.
It's a mystery, a modern day mystery.
Can't remember what her name was to Google it right now.
There's only one person that can solve this mystery.
It was what, Liam?
Tanya Roberts, I believe.
Tanya
Roberts.
Robertson or Roberts?
Roberts, I think.
Roberts. Dead? Question mark. It says date of death, 4th of January 2021. Yeah, it is on Sky. Tanya Roberts, Bond girl's death confirmed a day after mistaken announcement. So either somebody was like playing a joke saying that she was dead and then she did die, or someone knew she had died, said she died, got told she hadn't died, and then was found dead. Right?
There's a thing on Twitter where people get it trending that people have died.
Yeah.
Because someone put Vernon Kay died on Twitter and it trended like massively. And then Vernon Kay put, I'm not dead. What's going on?
Yeah.
So,
I've seen that.
There's a lot of stuff like that.
So I wonder if they've sort of got that going, and then she has actually died. She's actually died at 65.
God.
Just hours later. However, Mr. Pingle, I don't know who that is, now confirmed with a heavy heart, in quotation marks, that Roberts, 65, died just hours later at about 9:30 p.m. on Monday in LA. That's 5:30 in the morning for us.
So she's actually dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Properly this time, Tanya Roberts. Yeah. No, 2021.
2021. Oh,
yeah, 4th of January. 4th of January. Sad times we live in.
I don't know what date it is, mate.
In other news, The Boys season 3 is starting to film soon, according to Jack Quaid. This is coming from what? No, not What Culture.
Yay!
We still need to start on season 2, I think.
You need to finish season 2. It's fucking.
No, we need
brilliant.
to start. I think we need to start watching season.
We can't
2.
speak much about it, can we? Because if you haven't seen it, but it's starting to film soon. Anyone excited? I'm excited.
Look, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Mook, you excited?
Yeah, it should be alright. Yeah.
Tommy, you excited?
Good. I'm buzzing. Yeah,
Good,
something to watch.
So
I'm paying for Amazon Prime and I've got nothing to bloody watch. So yeah, bring it on.
A Knight's Tale's gone to Amazon Prime. That's why we watched it.
I'll tell you what you should watch, Tom, is Gentleman. That's really good.
That's a good film. And
That is
apparently,
brilliant,
Knives Out is a good film. That's on Amazon Prime as well. More bad news.
More bad news.
Arrow's spin-off has been cancelled. The CW is not moving forward with Green Arrow and the Canaries. It's planned spin-off from Populous. I couldn't care less. After season 5, that show got well bad, and they killed Arrow off in a Supergirl episode.
Thanks for the spoiler.
I couldn't give a toss, mate. It was
Fucking hell.
everywhere. Like there was that big crossover event, wasn't there? That was supposed to be a send off, but it was in a Supergirl episode. Part of the crossover. It wasn't even in his own episode in the crossover. Shocking. But yeah, they've cancelled that spin off on CW. Let's me read a bit further into this. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Arrow showrunner Beth Schwartz and Mark, oh god, here we go, Guggenheim penned the script for Green Arrow and the Canaries. Greg Berlanti,
Butcher names,
oh
I'm not gonna
god,
lie.
I'm not. About four or five producers.
It should be a drinking game where every time like you butcher a name, you have to take a shot.
Yeah, and every
It
time
doesn't
you
actually
fuck
tell
up
me anything
words,
else other than that.
we drink.
Oh, mate, you'd be dead on it, podcast. I can't
But
say.
yeah, that's been cancelled. Who cares? Anyone?
No,
Not really.
No.
no.
I forgot what you said, to be honest with you.
That's how irrelevant it was. Right, who's got news? Who else has got
Me.
news?
Well, as you know, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I saw this and thought this would be good for the podcast.
Here we
The
go.
next Doctor, the fans have voted to pick for the 14th Doctor to replace Jodie Whittaker. They've picked Richard Ayoade, the one who plays Moss in IT Crowd.
Really?
Yep, they voted for him to play the next Doctor.
What's that from?
Yeah, what's your source for this?
Metro.
Because I saw a link on your Facebook, mate, about the next Doctor.
On my Facebook?
Yeah,
On my
I'm sure it's on your Facebook.
All right, what did I say? I don't remember this.
I don't know. It's like a post. I'm sure you're tagged in it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like a next Doctor.
Yeah, it says
I can't think who the guy was. He's on that he's on that program called Murder Island or whatever, where like murders on this island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He's the favourite. Is a guy called Chris Martin. I think it's called. No, is he called Chris Martin?
That's the one.
Well, Simon
It
just
says-
said that the favourite was that guy from IT Crowd.
Yeah, so it says here Doctor Who fans who have voted Richard Ayoade as their favourite choice to take over from Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. Ahmed reports that Jodie is set to leave after series 13, which will be her third season in the role. There have been plenty of names floating about, from Love Actually star Chris Marshall to I May Destroy You star Michaela Cole. Also, the Chris Marshall is a little woman. The Chris is it with a K.
I wonder if they'll go
No,
back.
it is Chris with a K, but it's a man.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
Fair enough. Richard Ayoade, 38%. He hosts.
Richard Ayoade. That's what his name is.
Yeah, he's hosting.
That's why I didn't recognise his name.
Crystal.
We're pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, you can't talk about butchering names, Chris. Fish.
Yeah, but when I know someone, I pronounce the name right.
Yeah, he's at the moment he's hosting the Crystal Maze.
Yeah, he is. He's actually really funny as well, so it'd be quite good if he got that role.
He's a funny guy, but he always plays the same character in everything he does. This like sort of guy with no empathy, no feelings, who just wants to be somewhere else. He's
He's
just
a droid in
funny,
The
though.
Mandalorian, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he was the droid in the Prison Break episode of season 1.
I think so.
He's the
Oh,
droid,
with
he's the
Bill Burr
droid
in
that
it.
flies the plane. I've just watched
I'll have to
that
rewatch
story you're talking about here. Doctor Who, Richard Ayoade voted fans. He'd be good, I think.
This guy, that's the Chris that people talk about.
Oh
Now-
yeah. Oh,
Spotify viewers.
shockingly
so
blurred on my screen.
what was it?
I know. It's best I can
What
do.
was he on? What's it?
He was
what else
on,
has he been on?
My Family.
Murder Island thing.
Yeah,
he's
that's the
probably-
one. My Family. He plays Nick, doesn't he?
Yeah. One scene I remember from that show is where he's like, "I've got a new job at a supermarket. I've got the sticker gun to put prices on things. I'm getting really good at it." And he goes, "Wah-da! Table, 10 pence." That's the only thing I remember from that show.
Yeah, that is a good episode.
There's one episode he tries to be a magician
Oh,
and he stabs somebody in a box or something, doesn't he? Yeah.
That's the next thing we should watch for the next thing. I know, obviously, we've got Wandavison, but we should watch My Family.
Wow.
That would be just as
It's not relevant though, is it? Anyway, sorry, you were going to say something else.
Yeah, I don't know about the Metropole that Simon's got, but I mean, as unscientific as it probably is, that guy that was
You
favourite.
stop
He has
moving,
been,
Milk. You're like,
The background stays the way it is. It was proper weird.
yeah, he has been. He has been mentioned. Sam's gone really blurry now.
He has, hasn't he?
Oh, there we go.
Leaning too far away
Um,
from his microphone. He's going to go quiet.
Yeah, so that Richard, whatever his name is, he has been linked quite heavily.
Let's just
Richard
call him
Iowadi.
Lost.
But the thing I've seen most is like the bookmakers have this Chris guy is the favourite. However, even before Tennant, he has been the favourite choice for the bookmakers for like every single Doctor. So
Yeah.
before Tennant, everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's definitely."
So he's not going to be the Doctor then.
And
If he's
before
been the
Matt
favourite
Smith,
every time.
literally before everyone, it's always him. Everyone goes, "He's going to be the next Doctor," and it never is.
Well, then he's never going to be the Doctor, is he?
But I mean, his name still obviously keeps getting brought up a lot. So clearly, people.
This could be the one.
Yeah, but I feel like they'll stick with another woman, to be fair, before they go back to a man.
I think.
But yeah, we'll see. I guess.
They'll be a bit daft to go back to a man so early on. Like,
Yeah, well, the problem, if the risk they've got is if they go back to a man so soon, they've got the whole the people that hated that it was a woman from the beginning will just go, "Oh look, we were right. A woman failed. You can't have a woman as the Doctor."
yeah, they'll have to do it.
And
Like
you'll
2 or 3
just-
times. I reckon.
And then you'll get the women that like are proper feminists and say, "Oh, well, why have you switched back and why are you being sexist and shit like that?"
As the Weekly Planet would say, they were too woke. They were too woke. That's why I didn't do well. It's too woke.
It's a bit whether they choose a woman next or a man next. It becomes a bit of a problem.
How about they choose a dog?
Which should never really matter.
How about Pudsey, the dog from Britain's Got Talent?
Anyway, anyone else got any more news, or should we move on to our?
I saw a bit of news
MCU
when I was
quiz.
just looking then. Oh, I've just lost it actually. Let me see if I can remember it. It was that.
Oh shit!
I literally just had it up, but then I was looking for that picture of Chris Marshall and I lost it again.
While you're doing that, I need to check something because the quiz I've got is on what culture, and we have done a Marvel quiz before, and I want to make sure that it's not the same Marvel quiz.
Oh, right, that would yeah, I got. I don't know if it's well, it is film news actually. Yeah, definitely is film news. Apparently, the Russo brothers have. I'm just trying to find it again. No, I've lost it. But it was the Russo brothers showing some pictures of Tom Holland as someone called Sherry in their new film they're making.
Oh, I've actually got a bit of.
I keep
bit
seeing
of
that pop
news
up,
that
but not click on it.
I should expect you all have seen the news. The Donald Trump has been banned from social media.
Oh yeah.
Get
I
in.
heard he said garlic bread was bad, and that's why.
What a tosser.
I
He's
think it's a
been
bit more
banned
complicated than
from
that.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg's banned him.
He took over the Donald Trump kids fan page and started posting up and banned him. To be fair, he's been a naughty boy and he's inciting civil war, which is very bad.
So we've heard, but we don't live in the US, and it's not
Yeah.
a politics show, is
It's
it?
not to do with us. It's over. It's
No,
over
but I
that.
just
Past
thought
our
I'd share it.
past our pay grade.
It's good news.
It's over that way.
Outside of
It's
our
not.
pay
It's
grade.
not really.
So
Shocking news.
You've got to say though, I know it's not a politics show, but just on the US point though, just because it's happening in the US, I think whatever happens in the US affects the entire world.
to be fair,
I
it does
mean-
a little bit, doesn't it?
I mean, for
Being
example,
UK citizens, it affects us because they are our greatest ally.
Yeah.
not even that. I mean, even looking at the Brexit negotiations, if it had been Trump, perhaps we would have been more likely to leave without a deal. And then as soon as Trump lost the election, we were scrambling to get a deal together.
I reckon we might probably got a deal.
America needs the UK.
Anyway, have we got any more movie news for the show, or shall we move on to our Marvel quiz?
Movie news. Let me think.
No, then let's go. Right, so the movie quiz that we're doing this week is the Impossible Marvel Cinematic Movie Quiz from What Culture. I watch the What Culture YouTube channel quite a bit, so I'm assuming this is all going to be Marvel related, not like last week.
Yeah, well, it was DC related, but it had a bit of Marvel in it.
So let's go. Chronologically, which MCU film is set in the earliest time period as of August 2019? Is it A, Captain America the First Avenger, B, Captain Marvel, C, Iron Man, or D, Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm going to say Captain Marvel.
No, it's Captain America.
Captain America.
Captain America, first
'Cause,
Avenger.
the First World War was before the 80s or the 90s or whenever
Oh,
that
Second World War.
Second
I,
World War,
I,
yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
fucking speak. What's going on?
It was Second World War. My bad.
Yeah.
In Avengers Infinity War, which Infinity Stone does Thanos locate on the Asgardian ship? Soul, time, space, or mind?
Space.
So,
No,
It's.
it's
I'm going to say space. I know the answer.
space.
Um,
Space Tesseract in it. It's a blue one.
Yeah. In the Avengers Age of Ultron, it's a film we're going to review today. Who is the first Avenger to encounter Wanda Maximoff? Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, or Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
it's Iron Man, isn't it?
Hang on.
Captain America.
No,
You
it's
should have
Iron
all
Man.
seen this. It's Captain America. Oh, wait.
Captain-
No.
It's Iron Man.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure it's Iron Man, isn't it?
I thought it was Hawkeye.
No, it's Iron Man.
Because there's the scene where she makes him do the vision.
Yeah, that's the
But
the
then there's
first
the scene where she comes out of the door and pushes Captain America down the stairs.
yeah, actually, I think
So
it's.
which one of them comes? I
Yeah,
think
but don't she
I
like
think it's Captain
manipulate?
America. I think you're right there, Fish.
because she
Right.
makes Tony Stark see the vision of
Yeah.
everyone dead.
Yeah,
But she
it's
pushes
Captain
down
America.
the stairs.
Yeah, it's Captain America.
So me and Simon are saying Captain America. What are you guys saying?
I think it's Iron Man, but I'm happy to go Captain America.
I think it's Hawkeye, but we'll go Captain America.
It doesn't tell us if we're right or wrong. Oh, this is an hard one. Which year does
Oh, it's
Peggy
hard.
Carter die? 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. When did Civil War come out? 'Cause that's the one. That's the film she dies in. Off screen, but that's the film she dies in. It's not
2016.
2014 because that was Guardians of the Galaxy. 2016. I want to say 2016 as well.
2016.
Yeah, I feel like it's fairly,
Mm.
like that one.
Oh, I've got an advert in the middle of our bloody quiz, man. What's all that about?
Thanos hails from which planet?
Oh,
Uh,
Xander, Titan, or Bird?
I'd say Titan.
Bird. I say Titan.
Xander is
Yeah,
the
it's Titan.
planet of.
What species is Korg, Outrider?
I didn't get everybody to say on that one. You just fucking skipped it.
Flurkin, Kree. So Flurkin's the cat. Kree's the blue people.
No, they're like purple.
Sometimes the blue,
Oh,
sometimes they're not.
Yeah, the Kree is the.
I don't know what an Outrider is.
Cronin.
I'd say
go
But
Cronin.
it's a Cronin in it. At the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, where is Peter Parker headed to on his school trip? Museum of Modern Art, Brooklyn Bridge, Empire State Building, Ground Zero.
I'd say
I
Museum
don't
of
know
Modern
the answer to this.
I
Says
thought it was.
As he gets battered away, innit? Or did you say field trip? I
Well,
want
in
to
the film,
guess.
he goes to the
I want to guess Museum of Modern
monument,
Art.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd say Museum of Modern Art. No, you're thinking of a different film. I had the same thing as you, Tom. You're thinking of Spider-Man: Homecoming, but
Yeah.
I would
it's
have.
not that film.
No,
I'd say Museum of Modern Art.
You're not. No, that's Far From Home. You're thinking of.
In it Empire State Building? doesn't
No,
he?
no, in Homecoming, they climb up the Washington Monument, don't they? Because the
He swings in off the top of the helicopter.
that's
Yeah,
in the
that's
first. That's Homecoming, and then Far From Home, obviously, it's all around the world.
And they're on the Brooklyn Bridge.
They're not traveling to that. They're on a school
So
trip.
they're not
I'd
travelling
say
to it.
museum.
Can you name this obscure character? Berit, Nova, Karina, Aisha. I do not know the
Yeah,
answer to this.
Burrito, I'm going to say.
Berit,
I would say
I'd say
Karina.
Aisha, but I'm
Karina?
not sure.
Karina.
My guess is Aisha, but
oh. It's on
Aisha's
me
a
then, isn't
deciding
it?
vote.
I'm the deciding vote 'cause I've got in too late, lads. I want to say Karina. Oh, I don't know. Which Avenger does Captain America refer to as Earth's best defender? Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, or Iron Man?
Iron Man, surely.
And Zoom has just told me they've
Yeah.
uncapped our goal this time because we're using a different
Which-
email address.
Which Avenger does.
Yeah, so if you
Earth's
remember
best
in
defender?
Captain America in Avengers Infinity War, he says to General Ross that Earth's just lost its best defender.
It's Iron Man.
It's Iron Man.
Because he dies, doesn't he? Spoilers.
No, in
No, not
Infinity
in
War,
Infinity
he gets abducted. Technically, saying Iron Man. Oh, for God's sake! Got another ad. What is the name of the location from which Caecilius steals from the ancient one in Doctor Strange? Bethesda, Azona, Kamatage, Cano. I think it's Kamatage.
Canelo.
Yeah, I'd guess that
Kamash.
as well.
Kamatage.
Who has America's ass? Bruce Banner,
Captain America.
Steve
Tony
Rogers,
Stark,
obviously, isn't it?
Peter
Steve
Parker,
Rogers.
Steve Rogers. In Captain Marvel, how many cat actors portrayed Goose? 1, 2, 3, or
Blimey.
4?
Fucking
I
hell.
haven't got a clue.
Not a
Let's
clue.
go with.
I want to say 3.
I'm gonna say 1.
Well,
I feel like
because
it's more than one.
most of the cat is CGI'd in most things, so I'm gonna say
That's why I want to say 3, not 4.
1.
You want to say
I'm
1, so
gonna
I'm
say
going to say 3. Oh,
as well.
let's got 2v2, hasn't it? Right, me and Simon will have a quick 1v1 in Call of Duty to decide the deciding vote. Oh, I've won. In Captain America: The First Avenger, which regiment is Bucky constipated to? Conscripted? How do you pronounce that word?
Conscripted too. They've spelled it
No,
wrong.
it's
I was going to say there's no R.
that's. I think it's the 107th, isn't it?
67th, 85th.
That they've put constipated.
23rd.
Constipated.
They put constipated.
And they put constipated.
They put conscripted instead of conscripted.
Yeah.
God damn you, what
culture?
culture?
What culture you can't spell? Just as I can't speak.
I want to say 107th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. These questions are getting harder, aren't they?
Wakanda borders 4 countries, including Kenya, Uganda, and the South Sudan. What is the
Sudan, yeah.
country?
We're there because you got
Ethiopia,
Kenya,
Ghana,
Uganda, South Sudan.
God,
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Mali.
It's Ghana. I'm going to say Ghana.
Ethiopia, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna say Tanzania.
It's either Ghana or Ethiopia.
What did you say, Mook?
Ethiopia.
I want to guess
Ethiopia. Ghana's on the opposite side of Africa.
Because
So.
Liam Mook did a geography quiz on his YouTube channel, so
Got a globe in my room as well.
got a globe in his room as
Cheap.
well.
All right. Don't brag.
So this guy, can you name this obscure character? Mr. Briggs, Mr. Harrington, Mr. Wilkes.
Show me a
Mr.
picture. You
Simpson.
just scroll down. I can't see his
This
bloody
gadget
face.
here with glasses on. I think it's Mr. Harrington.
Could be
I've
anything.
not a
Mate.
clue.
I'm leaning towards Mr. Briggs.
I'm sure that's the other guy, the other character. I'm going to guess
Any
Mr.
guesses,
Harrington.
Tom?
Who else? Who else
Yeah.
is voting?
I honestly don't have a clue. I'm probably going to say. I don't matter.
What does the E stand for in SHIELD? Enemy, Environment, Enforcement, Embassy. Something.
What does she
Investigation, something.
I'm pretty sure it's enforcement.
Like I know the L is I think is it logistics
Division.
division?
Logistics division. Safety, health.
No, it's something like strategic hazard intelligence enforcement logistics division.
Oh, let's go
Something like
enforcement then.
The
Enforcement.
rest
everybody?
don't really fit, do they?
No.
The rest don't really
It's not
fit.
going to be enemy,
If
is
you
it?
think about it.
It's not going to be environment. And it's not going to be enforcement. That's it. In what year is Scott Lang's daughter Cassie born?
2004.
1997? No. 2004, 2007, 2014. When was the film?
No, wait, no, because
Yeah, when was the film done?
Because she's
when
only
he comes back,
young.
when he comes back after time travel, she's quite older, isn't she?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
she's
say
no older than 15 because there's no way that person there in that film is older than 10. So
I'd
2004.
say 2000. I'm gonna change it to 2007.
Yeah, I'm back
2004.
in time here. 2007, I think.
I would say 2004.
we'll go with them too. 2007. Stan Lee cameos in Iron Man, the first film in the MCU. What is he doing? He's interviewed in a news clip. He's mistaken for Hugh Hefner.
Yeah,
There's a
that one.
general at a press conference. He's mistaken for Larry King.
Mistaken for Hugh Hefner
Mistaken for Hugh Hefner.
because Tony Stark taps him on
Calls
the
him.
shoulder and goes,
Right,
"How you doing, Hef?" Or something. Hef.
How many questions is there on this? Who else speaks Groot besides the Guardians? Korg, Thor, Bruce Banner, or Wanda Maximoff? I know what the answer is.
4, isn't it?
Thor.
I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
Yes, Thor.
Yeah, it's got to be 4. I think, yeah.
I think it's Thor. I think his name's Tree as well. Because he says Thor, who can speak Groot, says, "It's my friend, Tree," to Steve Rogers. Red Skull, look. What is the Red Skull's real name? Alexander Miller, Eric Schneider,
Johann
Schmidt, Otto Wagner. I want to say Schmidt.
Johann Schmidt, yeah.
Schmidt.
Johann Schmidt.
Schneider.
90%.
Well,
Find out what we got wrong.
Becoming an Avenger. Score above 70% to prove yourself. Also, first question right. Well, which one did we get wrong? Oh, it was Aisha,
Oh, Liam was right.
not Karina, as that gold woman. And there was 4 cats.
4. Fucking hell.
And then the only 2 we got wrong.
That was it? Well,
We got the 2007 one right.
Let's do it again so we get them all right.
that's impressive, that. Not bad, that, guys. Not bad. 2 questions wrong, not bad.
Guys, pat on the back.
Sorry, guys, but don't mind if we have a pee break.
Oh, every time.
I'm holding it in. My bladder's screaming at the moment.
We're not
but
professionals here, are we?
Well,
No,
let's
he's-
have a pee break.
We're not. I bet our competition's so much better with us than this.
Yeah, but we'll be cutting this fish.
Fuck it,
I
it's-
hope.
Will we?
Yeah, you will.
Cut it anymore, it'll get shorter,
I'll come,
won't it,
I'll come
Simon?
round your house with a lightsaber and cut you in half.
Oh, now the audience knows you're getting a lightsaber.
You better cut that out.
Hurry up. Moving on, before we go into our review of Avengers Age of Ultron, today, or was it yesterday, or maybe the day before, or possibly the day
The
before,
day before that.
Disney Plus released Marvel Legends episodes 1 and 2, which is just catch-ups on Wanda and Vision, wasn't it? To coincide with the WandaVision movie series coming out. I still hate that name. It needs to be different.
It does sound like one
Just call it Wanda and Vision.
Is this WandaVision going to be like the comic book thing where he has a family and he's like looks human?
I think so.
Is that what it is?
I
Or
don't
is it
know.
something completely different? 'Cause I'm totally confused by it all.
I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Shameless plug though. You can follow us on Instagram at the Hold My Cape pod, where York Squad replied to our story saying, "Yay, that's nice."
Shout out to them.
Moving on. Did you just watch the Marvel Legends episode?
I did.
I did as well. Eventually.
Mm.
Did you
No,
watch
I
them?
didn't.
You didn't?
First
Did
I
you
heard
watch
about
them?
this.
I watched the first episode about Wanda and then
Yeah.
we started the podcast
It's-
when I was watching the Vision one.
Not special, really. If
No.
you've seen them all
It's
plenty,
things I've
you don't
already
need to watch
already.
them.
No.
So what is it? Is it just do clips from their films and just saying like what they did?
Yeah.
Really clips from their films. Yeah.
Well, tips from like the films that they've been in.
Yeah, like Wanda starts off with a little bit of Iron Man because she's influenced a bit by Iron Man. Vision starts heavily with Iron Man because obviously he's Jarvis. But there's not much to say about it really. It's like more like a montage than a featurette. Like I thought it was going to be like Kevin Feige and maybe some actors or directors explaining what she's gone through and all that, but it's not. It's just kind of literally snippets from the films.
I think it would have
Up to
been better
present
if Kevin actually did that and explained what they've gone through.
If it was
But
like more like a featurette, like when they were hyping up Endgame and they were telling us about what's been going on in the 10 years,
Yeah.
you know, I thought that would have been better. But
And what they're going to do one for all of the Avengers.
I don't know. I mean, they released Wanda and Vision obviously to hype up WandaVision, so maybe they'll do Falcon and
WandaVision.
the Winter Soldier. maybe
Thank you.
maybe they'll do Falcon and the Winter Soldier as separate episodes when that
I'm
show comes out
looking
as
forward to the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them all. Also, a little bit of news I forgot about that. They're releasing the first 2 episodes on the first day, aren't they? And
Yeah.
It's going to be a weekly release.
I shared that in the group
Yeah,
chat.
I completely forgot about it until just now. So that's nice. Right, anyway. I was going to say Power Rangers. Avengers Age of Ultron is the second Avengers movie in the MCU timeline. It includes all of your favourites, like Quicksilver. And it should be called The Day of Avengers. The Day of Ultron, sorry. Got a lot of hate when this film came out, didn't it? Well, not a lot of hate, but it got like a lot of hype building up to it, and then it got a lot of like
disappointment.
It was more of the same. But then there was like a little bit more. I think it stands up more now than it did back then.
Yeah.
I've wrote some notes down on my phone. I've just remembered. Not like back in the day when I used to read off like hours upon hours
It's
of
an odd
notes.
film.
Let me tell you what I've got written down here. Right. So, starts with a battle to get to the facility. The first spoken word from an Avenger is the word shit. Shows teamwork, fun, and banter between the full team and how they've grown since the first movie, even though technically they haven't met up on screen since the first film. So, what do you think of that wonky CGI with Thor? He lands on a guard tower, punches somebody, jumps down, and hits two people with a pole, and it looks really wonky and sped up.
I didn't notice the wonkiness.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it lasts on it long enough to
I
say.
watched
it's
it in
only a
cinema, so
second.
you don't really see it. It's just all like that happy.
It's a really good movie.
I really enjoy it.
I just
like-
love it where
My friend loves Ultron, and his dad bought him the signed autograph thing from the character who played Ultron.
I've got a big poster, a big movie poster of Age of Ultron in a cupboard downstairs, folded in at quarters because I don't know where to put it.
Oh. Yeah, but this one's actually signed by the actor.
Yeah.
Like,
who
dad
the
bought
actor
him.
that played Ultron?
Not a clue.
James Spader. James Spader or something like that. James. Who played Ultron in Avengers Age of Ultron?
Ultron was played by James Spader and James Spader.
He was played by James Spader and James Spader. So obviously, before we continue any further, we'll say spoilers because we don't want to get anybody excited for a non-spoiler review of the 5-year-old film. So I put here, Tony sees everyone dead, inspires him to make Ultron. Quicksilver has arrows down his sleeve and a really bad accent as well. But actually, I didn't write this down. But his accent is awful, but it lines up really well with what's the bad guy from Civil War? Oh God, what's his name?
Crossbones.
No, the main bad guy
Zemo.
from Civil War, Zemo, lines up really well with his accent. So actually, a really good little bit of detail there. But then Wanda's accent fades the more films she's in.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. What have I put here? Bruce. Oh, there's the random Bruce and Nat love story that isn't ever hinted towards ever again, apart from in like one line.
Yeah.
We see
And there's
Hawkeye's
that gif.
family. There's that gif.
The greatest gif in all GIF history. Like,
I
if we
can't
could show
post
you,
it.
we can't
Yeah,
post
it's
it.
a
but-
not safe for work game.
It's definitely not safe for work.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Hawkeye's family is introduced. We obviously the reason we're doing this, we get introduced to Wanda and Vision. I really like the hammer lifting scene where they're all trying to lift the hammer.
Yeah, but then
Oh, and
you
it,
actually
it's
see-
slightly budges
Captain
for
America.
Steve.
Just kind of
and-
hints
and
towards
Thor's just
Endgame,
like,
doesn't it?
oh shit.
You see him kind of, I got it. I think you're saying is you're just simply not worthy. Avengers
It's like,
Tower.
we need to go now.
I really like
Yeah,
the.
Vision's just like, there you go.
Yeah, I really like the set that they're in. That they built that whole room. Everything you see in that little set, that scene is a set. It's all one big set that they'd obviously destroy in the next, in the continuing scene. A lot of practical effects.
Best scene in that movie is the bit where Thor has that big barrel from Asgard, and Stan Lee's there, and he's like, I can handle it. I've been on beaches of D-Day, and he's like,
Not
this is
me. Oh,
aged in the barrels of
1,000
Valdenheim.
years. Just a
Not
1,000
me,
years.
mortal men.
Mate.
No, it was Omaha Beach, Blondie. There's like
Excelsior!
Don't try to scare us.
yeah, Excelsior.
Rip Stanley.
Quick and Wanda. I've got this down. This is a direct quote from my notes here. Quick and Wanda hate Stark because someone used a bomb Stark made but didn't use and killed their parents, destroying their home. So they hate him because somebody else used his stuff.
So this must have been after the after Stark announced that he would no longer be selling.
I think that's
weapons.
It's either set that little, not flashback, but like talk back.
Yeah,
It must have been set like before Iron Man 1 when he used to sell weapons. But then obviously,
Yeah,
because
under,
I've got-
there
like,
was the under
they were
table
already
dealings
kids at the
that
time,
the bad
weren't
guy
they?
in the first film did. Yeah. What else have I got here? We find out about the Mind Stone and the existence of all the other stones in that pointless scene with Thor in a puddle.
in a pond, wasn't
A cave, in it.
it? Mm.
Science montage is sciencey. We meet Claw, and then I fell asleep.
That's true.
I actually
Fell
missed.
asleep?
I fell asleep. I can't watch films during the day, and I'll put it on during the day. It's a big mistake.
Why?
I've seen it so many times. I just needed a refresher. It's fine. We meet Claw, who dies in Black Panther.
Spoilers for that film. as well.
Yeah, I put science montage is sciencey because not a lot of sciencey stuff is going on in that montage.
No.
There's like one bit where he's like fanning a flame because a little bit of computers kind of caught fire. There's a bit where he pushes like a hologram along and it goes and blows up on the hologram. Yeah, they kind of created Ultron in a scene, which is a bit naff. But enough about me. Somebody else say something. I've blabbered on quite a bit there.
What did you think, Simon?
I liked it. I thought
It was
it
the
was
best
a-
fucking film ever made, I'll tell you.
I
Since-
thought it was
since
a
the
good,
last film that you watched.
I thought it was a good film. And also if you pay close attention to the first Avengers, you actually see the Avengers tower in the end of Avengers.
Attention to that, it comes up slap bang in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, but it's not when Pepper does she brings up the hologram and stuff.
No,
It's actually a sneak preview.
yeah, no. It
when-
kind of hints towards it, doesn't it? But you don't have to
With the
pay
big
close attention to it because it's
Yeah.
like
But
right.
I thought it was a
That's
good
also not to
movie.
do with this film, is it?
It was a good setup to the introduction of Wanda and Vision. But I was a bit gutted that Quicksilver died. So I mean,
Yeah.
he died heroically, but they should have kept him in for a bit longer. He
Yeah.
might have actually,
And he didn't get like a scene. Do you know what I mean? Like in the
No.
X-Men films, where that Quicksilver got like its own special
Goes-
scene in each one.
goes through the mansion, tearing
Yeah.
like rescuing everyone, throwing bed curtains
Yeah.
and shit out.
Accidentally killing everybody he touches because he's moving that fast, and the G-forces will just rip him to shreds. And then there's the bit where he runs around the kitchen. All
It's-
done
and-
mostly
and he
practical.
He runs around with a dog with a pizza in his mouth.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anything you didn't like about it, Simon?
No, it was apart from the Quicksilver dying early. Like, yeah, fair enough, he died heroically, but he shouldn't have. I think they should have kept him in. They shouldn't have made him die that easily.
And don't need an exact number, Simon, but because you've watched you did a marathon of the Marvel films,
Yeah.
where do you place Age of Ultron? Like, do you place it near the top, near the bottom, or near the middle of your sort of favorite Marvel films?
Probably more like near the bottom. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest Avengers film, but I wouldn't say it's the worst either. So it's like top 10.
So middle then.
I'd
Top
say
10,
just
not middle.
I'd say
22 films.
I'd say like just under the middle. So yeah, that's my
So-
rate.
It always makes me laugh when Simon does a review. It's like it's bad, but it's all right, really good. And then
Is there anything wrong with it? No.
Hey, I don't mess around.
you don't really explain much either.
If it's good, it's nothing wrong with it. If it's bad,
Yeah, if
it's
it's
just the worst thing on earth.
you just compare it to
Well-
it's like it's not as good as Rampage, but it's all right.
Well, there's two films that are the shittest in the world, but we won't get to that.
God, not again. I hate Joker and Sonic, even though most people like them. Go on,
But
Tom.
then, in the previous episode, you're like, "Oh, I'd rather watch Sonic than that." Make your fucking mind up. Age of Ultron is it's an okay film for its time. Good CGI, good everything. But I feel like if you watch the cartoon series where like Ultron's sort of doing more stuff,
All the comics.
the characters, and the comics and that, like movies have this tendency to dull characters down. So obviously Wanda is very powerful, like insanely powerful, one of the most powerful Avengers there is. Obviously, like they're introducing her, so they're not gonna like make her like off powered straight away. Quicksilver, he's powerful, but they sort of kill him off. He's just sort of there as, as a bit of story.
Hmm.
I don't think they could have expanded on it, obviously, because they've got X-Men movies at the same time. So that's kind of why they've probably killed him off.
I feel like that's probably why they killed him off, to be fair. Yeah.
But I don't know. Ultron, I feel like he's got potential to be something that he isn't in the film.
Yeah, so a lot of people say when it come out is how it got dubbed the Day of Ultron because the Age of Ultron comics is a massive comic book series.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be very powerful.
Yeah.
But it's not even only that. Like one of the things I've written, which because we're on it, I'll just mention it now, is I think Ultron's actually not very good in that film because he doesn't act like he's supposed to act, like in the comics and other stuff. But even if you just use logic, he's cracking jokes. He's not a villain that should be cracking jokes. Like he's an advanced AI, and he's either cracking jokes, which is out of character, or he doesn't know simple things. Like he forgets the word for children, and it's like, but you're not supposed to like all of those jokes. They're trying to add the wrong humor to the adding humor to the wrong character.
It's like making Batman
Batman
pull dad jokes in it in Justice League.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work. It shouldn't be like that.
There is that scene. It's quite jarring, I think, where he's speaking to the twins, and he's like. He says he does forget the word children and stuff, and you're like, what is this adding to the film?
But another thing I don't get about that film is Tony Stark believes that Jarvis has been destroyed and Ultron's taken over Jarvis, but Jarvis actually he's still alive. But then in future films, he has different AIs talking to him. So does Jarvis just disappear?
Yeah, because Jarvis is put into Vision, isn't he? Part of the program.
So Vision becomes Jarvis.
Jarvis becomes Vision.
Yeah.
So you got Jarvis's voice.
That's why Paul Bettany plays Vision is because he's Jarvis, isn't he?
So now, and you actually see it in Age of Ultron that he switches.
Because I wasn't sure about that. I was like,
he switches it to Friday. I don't know why he called an AI Friday when he called his previous AI Jarvis.
Well, Jarvis was a hint to his dad's butler at the time.
Just a rather intelligent service.
What? So it's Friday to hint to someone else?
Fridays,
or is it system? Just a rather intelligent system. Yeah, maybe that's to be fair, maybe that's it. TGI Fridays, obviously. Thank God it's Friday. So maybe because she helps save the day at the end of Avengers. At the end of the film, so maybe it's like thank God it's a Friday. Maybe that's like a long, winded Easter egg. So go on then,
like, Avengers sponsored by TGI Fridays. I don't know. I don't know.
Give us your thoughts, Mookie Dooper Super Trooper.
I've wrote some thoughts down. I think most of them have actually been touched up on a little bit. For me, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad film. Like in my opinion, there's not many of the Marvel films that are that bad. Like for me, most of the Marvel films top almost all the DC films.
Oh yeah.
But I do agree with Simon.
Nothing's wrong with it, and it's great.
No, but I agree with Simon that for me it's the worst of the 4 Avengers films easily.
Yeah.
But I also think it's
I can agree with that.
I think it's towards the bottom of the if I was ranking all the Marvel films, this one would be down and near the bottom for me.
Yeah.
It would be near the bottom, like
There's good stuff, but there's stuff that I just think they do wrong and they could. That just a bit weird, and that little changes could have made it better.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was Ultron. I think, because I just think it took from the villain completely when he's cracking jokes and forgetting stuff. But yeah, then you've got obviously Scarlet Witch. I mean, her powers aren't really defined, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Like you never, and that's a problem that carries on through to other films as well. You never sort of know how strong she is, what she can do. Like she's mind controlling, but she's also like throwing stuff about and things.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind control anyone in any other film, does she?
Yeah, but
No, I don't think so. And there's times when you're thinking she might actually be able to use that power to help in it. But
Yeah, she's more of just oh, I've got power laser from my hands.
It's like in Infinity War where Captain Marvel approaches and she fights Thanos and he just wrecks her, and it's like she's really powerful. She should be able to go toe to toe with Thanos, like without any stones.
Yeah, but she punches him. He punches her with a power stone, doesn't he?
yeah, it's like even in this film, innit? I mean, she's like she puts people in dreams. And it's like, how much control over these dreams does she have? Because that's quite powerful if you've got a lot of control.
Yeah.
But she starts to train.
Yeah, I think when it comes to such as that, I think Joss Whedon wanted to go the super powerful route with her and Vision, and then after that, Marvel executives have kind of gone a bit too powerful. We can't kind of fit that in properly with how, because it's kind of obviously superhero. But then they've kind of tried the best to ground it somewhat in reality, haven't they? So I think they've kind of, because look at Vision. Right? Look at Vision in Age of Ultron as well. He's proper OP. And then in next film he appears
War and Endgame, they have to like get him out of the story, don't they?
Yeah,
they have to hold his hand basically because he can't survive. He's supposed to be really powerful, but
yeah, he gets stabbed straight away in Infinity War to nerf him even further in Infinity War, so they can kill him. Spoilers. And then in Civil War, Hawkeye goes toe to toe with him. So I think, yeah.
So Scarlet Witch's powers, that's a bit of an annoying thing, but that's not just exclusive to this film. It's just because it starts in this film. But I'm guessing that is actually going to get explored more in WandaVision, I'd assume.
Yeah, I think a lot of the powers are going to get touched on.
Because in the comics, she famously goes mental. She has a nervous breakdown, and a nervous breakdown for Scarlet Witch means that basically she like alters reality completely. Like she wipes out most of the Avengers and Earth completely changes.
Doesn't she completely like essentially delete the mutants?
Yeah.
Well,
this is what I mean. Like,
she
my hint back to her, like her being like just extremely powerful with her powers, but they just don't show it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll meet a father in the future.
Maybe it's just like a Marvel thing where they nerf women characters, but like big up the men ones. Maybe it's just like a thing.
So the other stuff, there's one big thing I want to touch on a bit more. But yeah, Ultron I wasn't a big fan of as a villain. Scarlet Witch's powers are a bit annoying. The other things I put that I won't mention a lot, but the Thor bath scene's a bit weird, isn't it? They got Thor, we'll put him in a bath, get rid of him that way.
Oh, we need to put Chris Hemsworth in a scene without a shirt on. We'll put him in a bath.
Yeah, and he has visions of
these dreams
Idris Elba, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The fumes of this water will take me back to my dreams. And then the other two things, one of them is just the Hulk romance thing. That is very weird, and I don't know what the right end for that was, but clearly
at the time it was okay. I think if they continued it a little bit more in future films, it would have justified itself. But because it doesn't come back at all, that kind of jars it a bit more, innit?
I feel like Avengers should have Ultron. Should have got like 2 parts.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's supposed to be ultra powerful, isn't he? He's supposed to be this big thing.
Because after Age of Ultron, Vision hunts down the last components of Ultron, like his little minions, and destroys them. But in the comic books, they escape, and basically he takes over the world's web. He interfaces himself with like all the internet, basically, and just takes over everything. And they have to basically like defeat him by completely
installing antivirus software.
I mean, to be fair, there's no reason Ultron couldn't come back. I feel if they wanted to.
I think if they wanted to,
I feel like 2 parts just to explain everything. I think it's rushed. They just don't explain enough. That's
I think it would have been a good film. It would have been like Infinity War Part 1 and Endgame. It would have been like that. If they did Part 1 and Part 2, but guaranteed they would have called. I mean, they could have called the first one Day of Ultron, and then the next one, Age of
The
Ultron.
second day of Ultron.
Yeah,
Go on, Luke.
the only other thing I was going to mention that was annoying was, again, what we mentioned, the Quicksilver death. Now, it could be, I think, partly they might have chosen to kill him off because of the X-Men. But then the argument against that would be, why then introduce him at all? Like, you didn't have
Exactly.
to,
Yeah.
because they've changed enough.
I think the only reason they introduced him is because Wanda technically is an X-Men.
I
No,
think it
I know,
was-
but I mean, they've changed
but
it
to
enough. I
show
mean,
some
Magneto's
sort of like
bad,
link, they go, oh,
is that logic?
brother with Quicksilver.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
that's how they link it in.
they probably killed him off as well because motivation to get her to be super.
I've got
No,
a feel.
but how I think there was a better character they could have killed off, which would, because in my opinion, I always forget Quicksilver was even a thing, and
Yeah,
when people
same.
mention Marvel deaths and stuff, I forget he's a thing or forget his death. Like, it doesn't really stick in the memory very
His
long.
death
which
doesn't
is a
make
bit
sense though,
bad for
because
me.
that thing shooting a Gatling gun.
Well, the thing is, this is how I think it should have been done better, and I
You should
think
have
what
to
they
dodge
should
the
have done
bullets.
is, instead of killing Quicksilver off, they should have killed Hawkeye off. And I think that for a few reasons. One, he's an established character, so it's got loads more weight to it when he does die.
I
The
thought
reason
they were going to kill him off.
forgettable-
Yeah, but
Well, the reason it's
Hawkeye's got
forgettable for
more.
Quicksilver-
Yeah, but if they
because
killed him
he
off, they would have killed that.
He becomes Ronin, doesn't he? He becomes a different character. He changes. He
Yeah,
sort of
but
leaves the
you
Avengers.
you can do more with Hawkeye, but you could have done more with Quicksilver as well. I'm sure there's Quicksilver
Yeah.
stories they could have explored. They've now killed off.
Ah,
But first of all, like, you get rid of a long established character who already has got plenty of memes about he's not like he's the least powerful Avenger and stuff. But you kill him off, he's got weight to him, because in that film as well, that film almost wraps up Hawkeye's story completely. You could have wrapped it up
Yeah.
there, because he introduces family and say like, oh, he wants to settle down and stuff like this, and it makes you think, oh, there's risks to this guy. This guy, he's got stuff he loves about and cares about. Then you've also got the fact that Quicksilver thinks he's not fast enough. That's part of the film. And yeah, okay, they've sort of got with that. He wasn't fast enough because he died. But what about, you could have then done future stories where Quicksilver's messed up in the head because he thinks he's not fast enough because he couldn't save Hawkeye.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
uh,
that would've
Yeah,
been-
that actually does make.
And then he could have had the friendship with Black Widow instead. They could have become best mates. And then when spoilers, Black Widow dies, could have even gone even deeper into his psyche. And yeah, they could have done to be fair, they probably could have done some really good stuff. They just
Yeah,
didn't.
now that when you explain that, Moo, it actually does make sense. Like, they could have done more with, fucking hell,
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Yeah,
It just feels like, because you've had Hawkeye, you've had him from the beginning. He's been there for a long time now.
he's been
And-
there since the first Avengers film.
Yeah, and
Thor.
there is only so much you can do
Yeah,
with
Thor,
Hawkeye,
yeah.
because he shoots arrows. He even makes a joke in the film that he's the guy who shoots arrows, and there's limits to it. And he's been in every film up to that point.
And with that scene where you mentioned about I'm on a floating island fighting robots and I've got a bow and arrow, that scene it builds his character again even more. So it would have.
I love it
His
when he
death would have
says
a
it, 'cause
massive
it's the way
impact.
it's the way he says it. I have a bow and
What's the point?
arrow.
If for example, spoilers for Endgame, but if, example, Iron Man had just been introduced in Endgame and then died in Endgame, wouldn't have had any effect anyway
No.
at all. But if it had been, because it's been throughout all this time, it has. But the same would have been for Hawkeye. He's been in from the beginning. You've seen his journey. You know stuff about him. Obviously he was hypnotized by Loki and he's blah 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 all this. And then in that film itself, you see he's got a family and stuff. The weight is all on Hawkeye, and that's a
Yeah.
good point to just go, right, kill him off. And then
Yeah.
it gives some weight. They've killed off an established hero, so it's got more weight. It makes Marvel go like, "Oh, look, they've taken a risk. They've killed off one of the stars."
It would
And,
make sense for
and the
why
que-
Scarlet.
Like, remember, the Avengers films
Well, Black
are their
Widow would
big
go on
event
it,
films.
thing.
If you consider the separate films as like films building up to the Avengers films, and the Avengers films the big event, why not end
And
on a
the-
big event, kill off one of your main ones instead of Quicksilver? Who
Yeah.
And the big question is, if they did kill off Hawkeye, like you say, Liam, who would Black Widow have gone with in Endgame when they went?
That's
traveled
true.
back in time?
That's true. But then if you kill off
would you-
Hawkeye, you've got plenty of time. Like that whole story would have gone completely a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
But
planet.
like
and
I
stuff
said
might not-
earlier, if you were listening, Simon, I said over the death of Hawkeye, he could have made friends with Black Widow.
Yeah.
But then the fight in Civil War, with Quicksilver on one of the teams. It's fucking done, innit?
Yeah.
You could have done all sorts with Quicksilver. So you just make him go into like a mental wreck because he's not fast enough, and maybe that turns him villainous.
Yeah.
In Civil
Oh,
War,
yeah, because he was a bad guy in the comics for a while.
uh,
Hence why he started off as a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
guy in this.
exactly.
I mean, in Civil War, you wouldn't have got that great speech from Hawkeye saying, "Oh, I shot 18, got 18, just can't see it with miss." Well, it was the first time for everything, and then all those cars coming down from Wanda.
I wouldn't say it was
You could have done other stuff but with Quicksilver instead, couldn't you? Like you're throwing away speed. And the X-Men films did it, but
I wouldn't say that was a great speech, though. Would you?
I liked it. I thought
it was good. I'm not saying it was a bad part of the film, but it wasn't like a speech. Like
I just think personally, if they had done that change and they'd killed Hawkeye instead of Quicksilver, for me that would have made the film so much better with the stakes. Because when Quicksilver dies, yeah, it's a bit of a shock. You're like, oh wow, okay, they killed him. But if it had been Hawkeye, you'd be like, whoa, they've actually killed off a big one here.
Yeah,
and it's got more effects going forward, doesn't it? Because in the day, what happens after that film? What does Quicksilver's death do? Does it affect Scarlet Witch that much? Not really.
Nothing at all. It's like it wasn't
does it affect Hawkeye? Not really. Yeah, exactly. No, he's never mentioned again, really, is he? I don't think he is.
They could have dove a bit into that as well with Hawkeye. Like, he could have blamed himself a little bit for that in the next film, but they didn't. They just went.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, that's just a bit of a wasted opportunity.
But the only time they brought it back up was in Endgame when Scarlet Witch actually said to Thanos, "You took everything from me," and he's like, "I don't even know who you are," and she's like, "You will," and she like rips the armor off him. And
Thanos doesn't kill Quicksilver, so that's not a reference to Quicksilver, is it? That's because he kills Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but. Like,
because if you watch that Legends thing, even like as you say it,
that's what I mean. Like, I thought,
Oh,
my mind's just gone all screwed loose.
Little
but that's it. He could have done that thing because do you remember at the beginning as well? Like I'm losing my track of when they both turned to like being against Stark to being helping him. But you could even have it so you could do, because obviously the twins have got that dynamic. You could do a lot of fights where it's in future where it's Quicksilver versus Scarlet Witch, because you could have the path where Scarlet Witch has chosen to join the Avengers and side with them, but Quicksilver, messed up because of the death of Hawkeye and not thinking he's good enough, turns against him and then he becomes sort of like a recurring foe or whatever. Yeah. I just think the wasted potential. I think if they thought about it and thought about long term going forward and made it's a more risky decision to kill off Hawkeye, but I feel like it would have just made that film like giving it the boom it needed to like justify.
I think as well. If they did own X-Men, I think it would have been a different outcome as well. Like if X-Men
that's
was
true. That's
part
true as well.
Because
he had the problem that a lot of, as we mentioned in the last podcast we did, when we said when there's two Batmans working against each other or whatever, like you always get one thinking which is the best of the two.
Yeah, and I think
Quicksilvers.
Because of that scene in Days of Future Past, I think it was always going to be that Quicksilver.
To be honest, I think if they're gonna introduce obviously the X-Men, I think they'll do it in the Doctor Strange multiverse.
I think WandaVision's going to have a lot of reality changing events in it, and I think that's going to somehow bring in the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Anyway, I have a little thing about as well. There's a lot of Batman v Supermanness in this film, like a lot of over developing of the outside films in this, because it obviously foreshadows all the Infinity Stones a lot. It's got the Thor Vision is essentially a teaser for Ragnarok. Black Widow is essentially a teaser for her film. It just feels a bit over.
You've even got a bit of a tease for Civil War with Iron Man.
Yeah, you've even got that tension building, which is good.
See, you mentioned that, but like, obviously, I can't think of her name now. The one the woman one, the
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, yeah.
Did the dancing hands?
Yeah, she puts the Vision in Tony Stark's head where he sees the death of the Avengers, which basically hints to Infinity War. She sees that, so when she joins the Avengers, when it's all happening, does she not have like more info than them because she's seen it or whatever?
I don't know.
Or is it just because it's like a little snippet? I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of
kinda
branching
confuses
time, a lot of like, oh look at this, oh look at that, oh look at this, and then there's that one scene.
Nobody's mentioned yet, though. Actually, because
Hulkbuster
I always
scene.
feel like I feel like I say a lot of negatives, but there's actually one really good scene that no one mentioned, which is probably worth talking about, which is the Hulkbuster fight.
Hulk v Hulkbuster scene. Yeah. They were originally going to make him the Grey Hulk, but they thought nobody would know who he is, so they made him Hulk.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
But no one knows what Wanda made Hulk see.
I don't think they
Because
made see anything. Just made him go
Yeah.
mental, didn't she?
Yeah, but all of them saw something. They all she all made them vision something. But what did she put in Hulk's head? That's what I want to know. And a lot
To
of
be fair,
people
could have
do
just
wanna
given him
know
like a
that.
really, really bad headache that just made him snap, couldn't it? Like,
Yeah, literally. I think because it's the Hulk, I don't think there's a specific thing they have to do. Because obviously, there's no Hulk films outside of the Incredible Hulk. That's all built in. He's only like in team up movies, isn't he? And Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So I don't think she needed to, really, because of the nature of the character. Because obviously he's on thin ice all the time anyway, especially in that film with the stupid, the hand stroking thing.
that's in this film.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Stupid hand stroking thing,
Yeah.
which
I'm
yeah,
gonna pet you.
yeah, it's like oh, what's it? The
Sun's getting real.
The sun's getting real low. Stroke my hand. Nonsense. Yeah.
It's a good scene, though. It's a good fight.
It's good. It's all right.
I
I mean, it's a good development
Do
of
you
the
like it?
character, but then it's gone after this. I don't not like it. I like it in this film, but I don't like that it's wasted after that. It's just gone.
I mean, you
completely.
see Black Widow and Hulk kiss finally. Well, Bruce kiss, but then she pushes him down a fucking hole.
And he jumps back up really badly. There's a clear
Yeah.
green screened Hulk in front of. Yeah.
'Cause when you think, right, this woman's just I've just been kissing this woman. She's just pushed me off a cliff. Wouldn't the Hulk be pissed?
You see the terror on her face though, and she's like, "I'll go be a hero," and he's like,
Yeah.
Just, gif.
We're gonna have to like do like a thing where like people can like find that GIF and show her the GIF because it's just fucking brilliant.
I do feel a little bit sorry for the
So
writers
funny.
though, with Hulk, because he is such a hard character to like write for, and to like
think-
to get him into the Hulk, but to make him heroic and
Yeah.
to have him down and to defeat him and stuff like.
I think as well, Superman has a similar problem. I think because you make him too powerful, like Hulk, and he's just indestructible. You have to make another Hulk type character like Abomination, and it just ends up like a big CGI fight, which no one likes, even though there's no other way they could have done that. They couldn't have done that
Yeah.
practically, could they?
No.
No.
Like a person dressed as the Hulk and a person dressed as Abomination fighting.
More like CGI sumo suits, just like
Yeah,
Yeah, like I know people do call sometimes for a Hulk film like another Hulk film, but they are hard to do, I think, because
I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
different.
to be honest, I was disappointed when the Incredible Hulk guy didn't go into the Avengers. When it was what's he called? Bruce
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah.
Eric Banner.
Yeah, Eric Banner. I was disappointed that he didn't.
Oh, from the
next.
first Hulk, from back in day.
Who was
really-
that one?
That was Eric Banner, and there was Norton.
Oh, Norton,
Bruce-
yeah. No,
and then-
Bruce Norton.
Sorry.
Oh, there's Eric Banner, which is the really, really old, like early 2000s Hulk film.
Yeah,
Say really old, bloody hell. I remember getting that on special edition 2-disc DVD.
yeah.
And then there's the Incredible Hulk, who is Norton. Fucking what's his name? And now it's Edward Norton
Edward
and
Norton.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know the
I
story
wanna-
about Edward Norton, Simon? Apparently, because obviously it was the early days of Marvel before they thought there'd be a big success that they are. Apparently, Edward Norton was like demanding huge amounts of money.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw
Get
that.
rid of you.
Like
That's why
script
the-
changes and stuff as well.
oh,
Yeah.
is that the one who played Iron Patriot or whatever it's called?
No. Oh, but that actually similar thing did happen with the Iron Pit with
The
With
first
him.
War Machine.
yeah, in
War
the
Machine.
first Iron Man
I
film.
know. I was disappointed that the
He
guy who played Rhodey
It's time,
in
baby.
Iron Man, the guy who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man, I was disappointed that he didn't.
Yeah, see, he's a really good actor as well.
Yeah, he was. because he
But
did.
again, he was demanding money that at the
Wasn't he
time.
in
which was
he was in
Yeah.
a big series, wasn't he? Was it Amazon Prime or something, or Netflix?
I'm not sure. He was in Crash as well. If you've seen Crash, he was in that.
Yeah.
Speaking of War Machine, he just kind of shows up at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, he does with Nick Fury and that.
And there's the whole thing of the film where they're like, "Oh, they just save everyone, do they?" Because at the time when the film come out, Civil War wasn't a thing, and they were like, "Oh, you just saved everyone. Literally, no one's dead. You saved everyone's life." Even there's that one scene where someone falls off a bridge and a car falls off a bridge.
Yeah.
Thor
Thor
catches
managed.
the car.
Yeah.
Like, they've gone out of the way to put little scenes like that in, but nobody
Yeah,
dies.
but
And
have you
then,
noticed that
obviously, Civil War,
Thor?
the
Thor
retconned
was
it, so some people did die.
Yeah. Did you notice though? Thor was actually flying up, and then he stopped halfway, and then flew back down to get the car,
Yeah.
and then he just like he just threw the woman up. That would take her arm off in real life. Imagine.
Yeah, I
There's
see.
a lot-
Like, to be fair, with that though, I do get
Yeah.
the criticism of that.
It's
but
like if
I quite
Pokemon
like the
was
fact that
real,
they're doing
like they get like
regular saving.
Piper Pig
Yeah.
and just have no heads. It's,
A lot of things as well. I watched a review for this film when it come out by Angry Joe, and he's a massive Superman fan. And obviously, at the same time, Superman come out shortly before this film, Man of Steel, and he was like, "Oh, people dissing on Man of Steel for destroying so much stuff. How much stuff gets destroyed in this? That whole battle to destroy a building." It's like in Man of Steel, a city gets vaporized. In this, they destroy obviously that city at the end. But then they blow down one single building, but it actually missiles it so it collapses inwards and not outwards.
Yeah.
And then you obviously
But
have to think it shows how much more they've come on as superheroes compared to the Man of Steel. And I can't remember where I was going with this.
But there's the other big difference in Age of Ultron. Like it's Ultron's plan involves destroying that particular city and doing what he has to do. So they just go in to stop him there. Whereas in Superman,
it wouldn't just be a city that destroyed because the way he's sort of manufactured that city, it would be the same impact as a asteroid or whatever.
As a dinosaur, isn't it?
Just,
Yeah,
you know,
'cause that's his plan, isn't it? To destroy the world or
Yeah.
eradicate human and animal life.
Whereas but I think the argument with Man of Steel is more Superman did nothing to make it to get it out of
Destruction porn,
Metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Superman is equally as responsible for throwing Zod into buildings that have got people in as
As cool as it
Zod.
looks. As cool as it looks.
cool as it looks. Yeah.
To be honest, though, what I never got about the sort of ending to the towards the ending of Age of Ultron when the whole city was lifting in the air. Why didn't Thor just like tap it as it was like a couple of feet in the air?
Because they had to get it from both ends to collide in the middle to vaporize the rock. They did some comic book science mumbo jumbo, didn't they, to justify it?
Yeah, but Ultron said if you touch this or something like that, it'll just go straight down.
Just press the button right at the beginning, it just goes.
And it'll
little earthquake.
Yeah.
Some buildings fall over.
It wouldn't have killed anyone.
Yeah.
But
I think they had to shut him out of the web, didn't they? Because Vision grabs his head and
he does sort of like Star Trek
takes
thing,
him out,
doesn't he?
takes him out of the internet. And he's like, "You shut me out." He's like, So I think they had to do that first, and by that point, it was too late.
To be honest, when Vision does that to thingy, it sort of looks like the thing in Star Trek where what's he called? The one with the ears.
Spock.
Yeah, that's the one. Where Spock
live long and prosper.
The 3-finger death.
It just touches you on the
Vulcan.
Yeah,
Vulcan
it's like
Vulcan
death grip. That's the one.
That's why Vulcans can't masturbate.
He says
So
that line to me about
if a
being
Vulcan
honest.
offers you a hand job, right, fucking run. That's all I'm saying. It'd be last
I'll tell
time
you
you come.
I tell you what, that film should be called Die Hard.
Oh,
Come on, more like.
some of your jokes are awful. They just don't
still
land.
laugh.
They just don't land because I laugh because they're that bad.
Well,
They
Mark,
just- no, Simons.
Oh, I want to say
Jokes
yeah.
never land, do they?
What's the end credit
It's
scene
still
for
in
this
the
film?
air.
It's Thanos going, fine,
Which one does
Oh.
I'll
Spock
do
one
it
or?
myself.
The Spock one's basically just.
I like the end credits for this film, by the way. It's really cool, isn't it? It's all like clay statue sort of deal. And then Thanos goes to get his gauntlet. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Well, isn't it
Well,
before that? It's the where Captain America and Black Widow are like, right, come on, Avengers and assemble.
Yeah, but that's like not. That's before the credits start, isn't it? That's how it starts.
Don't really sort of address that very much, do they? Because they set up that new Avengers in the end of this film, but then it's like it's forgotten about, isn't it? By the time the next
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Because the next film is Civil War, in it, and that's got all them in it. It's got everyone from that scene in it.
Oh, is
well,
it?
actually, that scene at the end where he's just before Captain America says Avengers and then it cuts off.
Avengers.
Apparently, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel was actually meant to be in there.
Yeah, I can't remember if they changed their
Really? That's like
mind.
years before
I think
Captain Marvel came
I
out.
think
Yeah,
yeah, I know, but they were going to put her in then, but they cut her out for some reason. I can't remember what the
I
reason
can't
was.
remember if it was a change of mind or the costume wasn't ready or something minor.
Well, it'd be a bit weird having her just appear, wouldn't it? Just be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it would be a small introduction to Captain Marvel.
That's
Though.
what I mean.
Because
They
people
might
would be
have-
like, "Who the fuck's she?"
Yeah, but then she wouldn't have fit in a Civil War, would she, at all? She's too
Yeah.
powerful. I think, as well, I think they might have thought, actually, no, we won't do that because of...
Unless
These
during Civil
ideas.
War, if they introduced her, she just stands in the middle of them and goes, "Don't do this, otherwise I'll kill you both."
It just stands there.
It'd have been
people
cool if they'd
put it
introduced
like a
like
wall.
Ant-Man or Spider-Man in that scene.
Yeah. Well, this was just before they got the rights to use Spider-Man, wasn't it? They got the
Oh,
rights
was
to
that
use
so- was that
Spider-Man during
Sony
the
debacle,
filming
weren't
of Civil War, yeah.
Sony's been greedy.
Anything else we need to touch on? The film stops so you can have a conversation with Hawkeye and Black Widow driving an Audi.
Is it?
It's just like out of nowhere. It's just a scene during the end. Just a scene of Hawkeye and Black Widow driving an Audi. It's like, oh, maybe I should knock the dining room wall out.
Oh yeah,
Nobody eats in the dining room anymore. Like
Laura'd be happy or something like that.
yeah. Lauren or whatever her name is, she'll be happy with that. I think she'll like that.
Yeah.
It's just out of nowhere.
Well, that's actually another point, though,
Where
about the family.
did they get an Audi from?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
That's-
out of all those cars, they all looked old as fuck, and all of a sudden they've got like a brand new, spanking new Audi convertible.
With a bit of muck on
But
it.
did they go to the dealership whilst the city was in there?
Yeah.
That's another point, actually, about because they introduced the family. I know they're introducing the new
But you've got
Hawkeye.
to think movies basically have sponsorship
almost
deals, so,
like
they'll
Mook
be using
wasn't
MacBooks
talking.
and stuff like that. Sorry.
Tom Luke was talking.
I was going to say with the thing about his family being introduced. I know they're introducing the new female Hawkeye that's meant to be like his daughter, like now in
Yeah.
the Hawkeye show when that comes out. But they
Yeah.
could have already set the motions if they had killed Hawkeye instead of Quicksilver now, so you could have still had a Hawkeye and just have it motivated by his death.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
It's Haley Steinfeld. She was
Yeah.
also in Perfect 2 or 2 and 3, I think.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee as well with John Cena.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same character as his daughter, though, is it? Or it might be.
Yeah,
Because
Haley.
they do train her up. Oh, she's practicing bow and arrow at the beginning of Endgame.
In the outfit, and she looks amazing in it.
Yeah. What you were going to say there, Mook, Tom, sorry, while you were interrupting Mook. Marvel does have a deal with Audi. That's why there's an Audi in every Marvel film, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And you have MacBooks and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, like there's the
It's always
scene
you-
where
Yeah, but no
It's
one
like-
cares about MacBooks.
Spider-Man drives an Audi in a Homecoming. Tony Stark's always got an Audi R8. And it
No,
always
no.
makes the wrong noise.
Homecoming. Peter Parker takes his lessons in an Audi.
Does he?
Yeah, he takes his lessons in
He
an Audi.
steals Flash's car, which is an Audi.
it's just films in general. They always have like
Yeah, they've got to
a
have that.
laptop.
He takes his driving test in
it's
an
just
Audi.
kind of-
because he sees
Takes his driving test.
people. Yeah, he takes his driving test in an Audi because Tony Stark gave it to him, and he sees a robbery or something, and he nips out, and while the driving instructor is still talking to what he assumes is Peter Parker, but
I
Peter
don't
Parker
remember
just
this.
turned into
I
Spider-Man.
don't remember this at all.
I don't remember
Honestly.
this at all.
When the podcast is finished, search it on YouTube.
That might be Far From Home because it's got like a Peter Parker's got the Peter Parker's to-do list, a special feature on it where he goes and does loads of different things.
I was going to say, I do not remember him having a driving test.
Like,
I don't remember that either.
Just like the Ben Affleck situation, I do not remember.
I'm sure it was in Homecoming.
The Cyborg 329, the guy who constantly says every film's brilliant or bad, and do and do not appear in movies. So I think we've gone pretty much in depth as much as we can now, haven't we?
I think
scores out of 5, guys. I'd say 4. Generously, but if it was out of 10,
I found what Simon's talking about. It's part of the Homecoming package because it was released at the same time as Spider-Man Homecoming, but it's not actually in Spider-Man Homecoming. It's like a separate thing.
It's like special features.
It's just an advert for Audis, I think. It's just as it's called just Peter Parker takes his driving test.
Right. Yeah, I knew I'd seen something like that.
Peter Parker takes his driving test is almost a car commercial. While he fights thieves, he still manages to get his license.
Yeah, I don't know if this is.
I
don't know if this is true or not because I'm not much into cars, but the Audi R8 that Tony Stark drives is an electric Audi R8 and it makes a normal car noise.
Maybe he's modified it, or maybe it's just like.
I think it's just
it might be one of those the
hybrid.
Yeah, it's either a hybrid or no. Even if it is a hybrid, the engine doesn't turn on till you go over a certain speed. Pulling out of a driveway.
No, but most hybrids, it's like the only difference with a hybrid is like it's a petrol engine.
I know how a hybrid works.
There's a small electric engine in it that powers. It's like a backup. So it'll still sound loud.
My stepmom's parents have a Prius. I know how an electric car works. It basically powers you.
No, that's different because that's all electric.
It's not. It's old Prius is a hybrid. The first Prius was a hybrid, and it powers it to like 15 miles an hour. Yeah, but this is going to be the same, innit? If not,
we stop talking about cars now.
If not, it's going to be better because it's newer, and it's more powerful. So it probably. Shut the fuck up, you dickhead. It probably powers it up to more than 15 miles an hour like the Prius did. So
the only reason they've done this
either way, it shouldn't go.
Welcome to the Hold My Cape podcast, comparing Priuses to V8s.
Either way, it wouldn't go.
It's just for the film, though, and it's just to make it seem.
Yeah. It's just a slight.
Maybe he's modified it with his Tony Stark. I can't fucking speak. Tony Stark take it.
Even if he did modify it, he'll have only put an arc reactor in it, which wouldn't make it go.
Maybe he's put an air filter in it. I don't bloody know. Maybe he's like cut exhaust off like a chav. It's just like.
Anyway, let's move on to our verdict. So, of the film, I'd say 4 out of 5. Only because I think 3 is too. 3.5 out of 5. I'd probably say.
I'm gonna give it a 2.9 out of 5.
Fucking hell, you're precise.
3. Go on, Simon.
I'd say
3.
I'd say 3.5.
Mook.
Interesting. 5 is quite hard, isn't it?
I think it's easier than 10 though, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'll say 3.5 as well. 3.5.
Yeah. So overall, about 3.5 between the four of us. It's paced a bit weirdly. It's better today than it was, I think, when it came out. And
I'm just confused because Age of Ultron for Simon got like a 3.5. Wonder Woman 84 got 5 out of 5.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was a fucking good film. I really enjoyed that.
Wonder Woman is nowhere near as good as Age of Ultron.
No, Wonder Woman was dreadful. It was mediocre at best for like a brand new film. I think if it had made in a different year, it would have been a lot better. I think 2020 fucked that film.
No point in it being.
What could you imagine? Could you imagine this Wonder Woman 2020?
No, I'm saying
you go out today.
I'm saying you
lockdown.
No, I'm saying because they filmed it in 2020 or whatever, because of that year and restrictions and everything, it fucked the film. I'm saying if they did it like in 2022, the film would be a lot better.
Mate, we're still going to be in lockdown in 2022.
I also think if it was just called Wonder Woman 2 and it was set in the modern day, after Justice League, it'd have been the same film. No need
Yeah,
for
no,
it
I
to
didn't
change.
understand why they didn't make it like so. It was set after Justice League. I didn't understand why they didn't do that.
Totally. Anyway,
Anyway, we watched this film just because we haven't actually mentioned this on the podcast yet.
Oh,
we
yeah,
watched
we-
Age of Ultron
absolutely.
because Wandavison is coming soon.
yeah, it comes out next
Yeah.
week.
That
We
was the
didn't
main
just randomly
topic.
pick that film.
So
And I
next
think,
week, hopefully we'll be reviewing the first couple of episodes of WandaVision.
yeah. Do you think we should watch Civil War and whichever
And
film after that?
I don't know. We'll discuss that off camera.
Yeah,
on
that's a
podcast.
conversation for behind the scenes.
Anyway,
But yeah.
shameless plug time. If you want to follow us separately on Instagram and stuff, such and such, you can follow me on Twitch at The Very Big Fish and on Instagram at If Toys Talk. You can follow Dipshit on Cyborg329 on everything. God. Liam Mook is Liam Mook on Instagram. Tom is literally nowhere to be found.
I'm off grid. I'm basically in the woods.
And if you want to follow us as a group on Instagram, you can follow us at the Hold My Cape Pod, no spaces. Where you're going to see clips and stuff, sound clips of the show. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to smash the like button and subscribe.
Smash it. Smash
And
it.
we'll see you next time. Remember,
Hold my
Hold my
cape.
cape.